It's a difficult argument to make now, isn't it, for any terms of competition at the top. We can drag out the old top four routine that seems to have served Arsenal well for quite a few years. But they have all left it too late unless City capitulate, which is not going to happen. So, I mean, it was an expected win. They got the win. It was professional. But you can't go to places like West Ham at the weekend and lose. Burnley in match day one. Crystal Palace. Don't forget this is the Chelsea side that lost to Palace when they hadn't scored a goal after, was it 7 or 8 games, went to Selhurst Park and lost. You ain't going to win the title like that. So they're just heading for the top four. And it looks like they might be heading out to the Champions League as well, unless they can buck their ideas up, bearing in mind they've got Barcelona.
This is it, Steve. As much as you could celebrate a win away against Huddersfield midweek, off the back of that defeat against West Ham, it certainly takes the edge off, doesn't it?
Well, it does, but I think the fact that they do pull Barcelona kind of gets the juices going again. Definitely, they're talking top four. I don't think there's a Chelsea player will tell you they think they can win the league. So it really is all about the Champions League. And in order to make sure you get a game, you better do something on the field. So I think that's going to keep them going between now and again.
So you think the next couple of months it's all about getting your place for that match against Barca?
Absolutely. Any footballer wants to play in the biggest games. And if I'm a Chelsea player, I want to play. So I'm going to put it in.
Well, you can't slip up the weekend before against West Ham and then not have a response against Huddersfield. And they got the response that they needed. They got the 3 points. It was comfortable in the end. Yeah, they conceded late, but the game was over. And now they're going to look at the table. And yeah, like Craig said, it is between second and fourth. Because there's no chance at Man City with the squad they have and the run they're on that they're going to mess that up. So there is something about that second to fourth, even though it's not as attractive as 3-4 teams fighting for the title. But the title's done.
I'll tell you what's attractive now for a lot of these teams, the FA Cup. When the FA Cup kicks in January, that's going to be attractive for them because they're all trying to pitch the season to their investors, their board, their owners, their fans in a different way. Stevie and I were talking during the game, and back to Stevie's point about keeping your place, we were looking at Willian's performance, although, OK, it's Huddersfield. But this guy just seems to have so much to offer going forward. His free kicks are great, his corners, his set pieces are great, he's fast, he's direct, he runs at people. But for some reason, he doesn't always start. And I think that's going to be food for thought over the next couple of months for Antonio.
Well, but I think some of what Conte has to be looking at is who are the guys that can get motivated to play against the smaller clubs? Because their problem this year has been with the smaller clubs or the clubs that have been lower at the table, not necessarily against the bigger teams. So if you're struggling losing to West Ham and Palace and Burnley, and well, who do you know in your squad can go beat the team you're supposed to beat? And Millen showed up again and got a goal, and good for him.